world, welcome for today's Quiz Week competition. We have two participants who will compete for the final round. But first, let's go over the mechanics for today's quiz. For the mechanics of the quiz, for the easy round, you'll have 20 seconds to answer each question. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. For the average round, you'll have 30 seconds to answer the question. Each correct answer is worth 3 points. Lastly, the difficult round. You'll have 40 seconds to answer the question. Each correct answer is worth 5 points. Note that after the allotted time, you must raise your board with your answer. If a participant does not raise their board in time, the answer will not be counted. The quiz will be in multiple choice format with 4 options to choose from A, B, C, and D. Each participant will have the opportunity to answer. Now, let's introduce our participant.
Hi, I'm HANNA SOBREMISANA, Team 1 of BSABA.
Hello, I'm CHRISELLE SORIANO, Team 2 of BSABC.
Hey, sorry to intervene. You guys were still not done yet. Before we begin, let's talk about today's topic. Republic Act number 6657, or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, RA 6657, enacted on June 10198. It promotes social justice and industrialization by redistributing agricultural lands to landless farmers and farm workers. It aims to enhance their quality of life and agricultural productivity while ensuring for compensation for landowners.
We'll begin with the easy round. You have 20 seconds to answer your question. Here's the first question. What is the primary goal of RA 6657? A. To create more industrial zones. B. To redistribute lands to landless farmers. C. To develop more urban areas. Or D. To promote tourism. Your timer starts now. Time's up. Please raise your answers. The correct answer is B. To redistribute lands to landless farmers. And Team 1 got the correct answer.
Wow, the question was quite interesting. Let's take a hover in the discussion.
The main objective of CARP is to provide landless farmers and farm workers with access to land, thereby enhancing their productivity and improving their livelihood.
Oh, so interesting. I know some information I could share to you. CARP, or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, is a government initiative in the Philippines aimed at redistributing agricultural land to landless farmers and farm workers. Its primary goal is to promote equitable land ownership, improve the economic condition of farmers, and reduce rural poverty. Under this program, qualified landless farmers can receive ownership of redistributed land, empowering them to become independent landowners and increasing agricultural productivity.
Here's the second question for the easy round. Which department is responsible for the implementation of CARP? Which department is responsible for the implementation of CARP? A. Department of Agriculture. B. Department of Environment and Natural Resources. C. Department of Agrarian Reform. Or D. Department of Justice. Your timer starts now. Time's up. Please raise your answers. The correct answer is C. The Department of Agrarian Reform, or DARE. So both teams got the correct answers.
They both nailed the question. Very good, Team 1 and Team 2. Now let's head to the discussion.
DAR is tasked with implementing the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, including land distribution, land acquisition, and providing support services to the beneficiaries.
Did you hear that? Let me add mine. DAR stands for the Department of Agrarian Reform in the Philippines. It is the government agency responsible for implementing the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, CARP. DAR oversees land distribution, provides support services like training and credit access to farmers, and ensures that agrarian reform beneficiaries can sustain their livelihoods through effective land use.
Here's the third question for the easy round. When was RA 6657 signed into law? When was RA 6657 signed into law? A. 1986, B. 1988, C. 1990, or D. 1992? I repeat. A. 1986, B. 1988, C. 1990, or D. 1992? Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your board. The correct answer is B, 1988. No one got the correct answer.
Very hilarious. No one got the correct answer, but that is fine. We learned so much about making mistakes. Let's get over to the discussion.
RA 6657, also known as the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, was enacted on June 10, 1988 under President Corazon Aquino's administration.
Are you tired of listening? We're not done yet. It is getting started. RA 6657, or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, is the legal foundation of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, CARP, in the Philippines. Its purpose is to promote social justice and industrialization by redistributing agricultural land to landless farmers and farm workers. The law outlines the processes for land acquisition, distribution, and the provision of support services to agrarian reform beneficiaries. It also includes mechanisms for just compensation to landowners whose lands are subject to redistribution.
Here's the last question for the easy round. How many hectares of agricultural land can a beneficiary own under a CARP? I repeat, how many hectares of agricultural land can a beneficiary own under CARP? A. 1 hectare, B. 3 hectares, C. 5 hectares, or D. 7 hectares? I repeat, A. 1 hectare, B. 3 hectares, C. 5 hectares, or D. 7 hectares? Timer starts now.
Okay, grab your pens and papers because that question was for you, like the twist, yeah. Here is the question. How many hectares of agriculture land can a beneficiary own under CARP? A. 1 hectare, B. 3 hectares, C. 5 hectares, or D. 7 hectares. You can just say it if you want. I will only give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Time's up. Raise your papers up. Ha ha.
Under CARP, beneficiaries can own up to 3 hectares of agricultural land, providing them with a sustainable area for farming and economic growth.
Yeah, the answer is letter B, 3 hectares.
Now, let's move on to the average round. You have 30 seconds to answer each question. Here's the first question. Which principle underpins the Agrarian Reform Program in RA 6657? Which principle underpins the Agrarian Reform Program in RA 6657? A. Land should be given to large corporations. B. Land ownership should be concentrated in the hands of a few. C. Land should be redistributed to landless farmers and farm workers. Or D. Farmers should only lease land. Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your answers. The correct answer is C. Land should be redistributed to landless farmers and farm workers. Team 2 got the correct answer.
Okay, let's ensure to preserve the information we just gained by tackling it down in the discussion. Are you ready? Okay, let's go.
Core principle of CARP is to empower landless farmers by giving them the land they till, ensuring they have the means to improve their living standards and contribute to national development.
Did you hear what she said? I'm sure I heard all of it. Let me recall it. The 4 principles of CARP are 1. Tenure improvement, ensuring equitable distribution of land to landless farmers and farm workers. 2. Support services, providing beneficiaries with access to credit, training, infrastructure, and other resources. 3. Delivery of justice, upholding the rights of farmers and resolving agrarian disputes fairly. 4. Sustainable development, promoting agricultural productivity and rural development for long-term progress.
Here's the second question. What does the Presidential Agrarian Reform Council or PARC do? What does the Presidential Agrarian Reform Council or PARC do? A. Negotiate land sales between farmers and landowners. B. Monitor the implementation of CARP. C. Provide loans to landowners. Or D. Regulate the prices of agriculture products. Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your answers. The correct answer is B. Monitor the implementation of CARP. Team 1 got the correct answer.
Are you having fun? I know, but we're almost there. Come on, let's head up to the discussion.
PARC is the government body that oversees the proper implementation of CARP. It ensures that land distribution, support services, and agrarian reform activities follow the law.
Here's the last question for the average round. What is the role of the Land Bank of the Philippines or LBP in CARP? What is the role of the Land Bank of the Philippines or LBP in CARP? A. It manages agriculture land distribution. B. It compensates landowners of their land. C. It trains farmers on modern farming techniques. Or D. It handles legal disputes regarding land. Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your answers. The correct answer is B. It compensates landowners for their land. Both teams got the correct answer.
Wow, they nailed it again. They're getting serious this time. Hey, are you still there? Come on, I know you're better than this.
The Land Bank serves as the financial intermediary in CARP, compensating landowners for the lands acquired for redistribution to the beneficiaries.
Land bank in it? I'm sure I heard land bank. Anyways, what's the role of land bank in the Philippines? The Land Bank of the Philippines funds landowner compensation, provides loans to agrarian reform beneficiaries, promotes rural development, and collects land amortizations.
Now, let's move on to the last round, which is the difficult round. You have 40 seconds to answer each question. Here's the first question. What is the retention limit for landowners under RA 6657? What is the retention limit for landowners under RA 6657? A. 3 hectares. B. 5 hectares. C. 7 hectares. Or D. 10 hectares. I repeat. A. 3 hectares. B. 5 hectares. C. 7 hectares. Or D. 10 hectares. Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your answers. The correct answer is B. 5 hectares. No one got the correct answer.
No one got the correct answer. It's fine. There is always a reason why we keep learning, right? Now let's fuel our minds and head to the discussion.
Landowners can retain up to 5 hectares of land under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. This ensures a more equitable distribution of land and allows smaller farmers to participate in the reform process.
Here's the second question for the difficult round. Which lands are excluded for the coverage of CARP? Which lands are excluded from the coverage of CARP? A. Residential lands. B. Idle lands. C. Lands used for educational institutions. Or D. Forest lands. I repeat. A. Residential lands. B. Idle lands. C. Lands used for educational institutions, or D. Forest lands? Timer starts now. Raise your board. The correct answer is A. Residential lands. No one got the correct answer.
Oh no, they both did not get the correct answer. But that's all right. Getting the wrong answers is just part of the learning process. What matters is understanding where you went wrong and improving from there.
CARP covers agricultural lands but excludes residential lands, forest lands, and other specific categories that do not align with the purpose of land redistribution for farming.
Here's the last question for the difficult round. How many years is the CARP program set to be completed? How many years is the CARP program set to be completed? A. 5 years, B. 10 years, C. 15 years, or D. 20 years? I repeat, A. 5 years, B. 10 years, C. 15 years, or D. 20 years? Timer starts now. Time's up. Raise your answers. The correct answer is B. 10 years.
Yay! They did an amazing job getting the correct answers this time, and both. It's so inspiring to see how much effort and focus they've put in, and it really paid off. I'm so happy for you. Seeing your joy makes me just as excited. Now let's get into the discussion.
The CARP was designed to be completed within 10 years, ensuring the land distribution occurs in phases, prioritizing the landless and small farmers across the country.
And that concludes our quiz B. Thank you participants for your great effort. We'll now tally the scores and announce the winner shortly. While waiting, let's have more discussion about RA 6657.
Hey, I just shared this earlier. Let's try to go back. Huh? Are you tired of listening? We're not done yet. It is getting started. RA 6657, or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, is the legal foundation of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, CARP, in the Philippines. Its purpose is to promote social justice and industrialization by redistributing agricultural land to landless farmers and farm workers. The law outlines the processes for land acquisition, distribution, and the provision of support services to agrarian reform beneficiaries. It also includes mechanisms for just compensation to landowners whose lands are subject to redistribution. See? That's a wrap for today's video. Congratulations again to everyone who nailed the quiz. Your hard work truly paid off, and I'm so proud of you. Remember, success isn't just about the results, but about the effort and passion you put in along the way. Keep striving, keep believing in yourself, and as Albert Schweitzer said, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to celebrate your wins, big or small. See you in the next one. Keep shining and stay inspired.